All right, so the Rams last night inserted themselves at the expense of the Arizona Cardinals. The Rams inserted themselves back into the conversation when it comes to the NFC's elite, right there with the Bucks and the Cowboys and the Packers and the Cardinals. Thanks to Matthew Stafford. I blew Michael Holley's mind earlier with this. Matthew Stafford winning for the first time in his career against an opponent that was at least 5 games over 500. He had been 0-17, but Stafford threw 3 touchdowns. And let's chop it up about the Rams and all things NFL with a guy who made 5 Pro Bowls, won a Super Bowl, been an All-Pro, been there, done that, got the T-shirt. You know him from Fox, from the Catch and Phase podcast, from Call to the Booth podcast. Aqib Talib is in here with us now. You finished up with the Rams, so you know this organization well. You know that culture well, Aqib. We played a clip a little while ago of you and Jalen Ramsey chopping it up about the Rams. What did they show you last night with the way they performed on the road, shorthanded no less, against Arizona?
Well, they definitely getting back to that brand of Ram football that we came to know. You know what I'm saying? They running the ball good, and that's kind of where that offense started at, man. You run the ball. And then you had guys running free off all those crossing routes and stuff, right? So I feel like they really got back to that. The last 2 games, not just last night, the past 2 games, they're cranking up that run game. And that's why they winning games. That's why they getting back in the conversation.
Yeah, and we were just talking about that in the beginning, just exactly what you said, Aqib. But the question about the Rams, and I've asked Mike Smith this question all season long, do they have what it takes? Do they have the toughness it takes to compete with the top teams? Last night they did, but if you compare them to Tampa, if you compare them to Green Bay, the Cardinals, do you think they are of that caliber where you can say, oh yeah, they absolutely have what it takes to win the conference?
Definitely. I mean, out of the teams you just named, they already beat 2 of them, right? So that tell you the proof is in the pudding right there. They already handled the Bucks. They already handled the Cardinals. So that tell you right there it can be done. It's a vibe, man. That December, January football, you got to be healthy, and everybody got to be on the same accord, believing in what we're doing and everything like that. So as long as they running the ball and play action start to look like this when you run the ball. They got new red zone weapon, man. Odell is a real weapon in the red zone. He created a bunch of problems for you in the red zone. So he bring that dimension, man. Vaughn, he gonna bring a whole new element of the defense to beat guys like Kyler Murray. You see, Vaughn, we don't even need you to rush right now. You the secondary. You like the counter puncher. AD, you go punch. Let Kyler move. Then Vaughn and Leonard, y'all running down. So he gonna come to life in the playoffs, man, when against speedy quarterbacks like that. So I definitely think they got a chance. They got the makeup to win a chip, for real.
I got to talk to you about AD. Michael and I went back and forth on this earlier.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I know. I mean, this man knows from the perspective of somebody who played, not only who played with him. I said earlier, and I didn't think it was a hot take.
Settle the argument.
It wasn't a hot take. Right, I said Aaron Donald's the best player in the league, regardless of position. Michael thought that was outrageous. Is that crazy?
Oh, no? It's who else can line up and dominate for 4 quarters like that? Nobody else in our league do that. Like nobody else at no position. Is it Derrick Henry? You know what I'm saying? He was lining up, dominating. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see nobody else just dominate like AD do. If you put one guy on AD, he do everybody. Like you can take the best guard in the league, he gonna do him somewhat like that. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Mike. It's a great argument, man. I don't know nobody who dominate as much as he do.
Now, Keith, I just want to point out. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw this out here. I'm in Boston. I know you used to play in this area. I know you used to play with the guy who wore jersey number 12. You don't think that Brady? We can't have a conversation about Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers?
I don't know about Mahomes, but if I'm in the argument and Tom Brady, if you arguing it's me, it's leave. No, it's Tom. It's leave. One guy saying Tom, one guy saying leave. Hey, come on now. I mean, all I said was just a great argument. It's Aaron Donald being the most dominant player in the NFL. That's a great argument. Now, the argument we're going to argue about him versus Tom, him versus A-Rod. He don't touch the ball every play. So now I'm going to say, well, your guy touched the ball every play, and your guy's almost the general manager of the team. My guy just a D lineman, baby. He just a D lineman, and he dominate like your guy do. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to make me win. You know what I'm saying? That's going to boost my argument and make me win.
Yeah.
See, you taking notes, Mike? He giving you pointers. He giving you pointers on how to approach
That's
this
how Mike was supposed
time.
to win that. That's how he was supposed to win that argument. You know what I'm saying?
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Down. It sounds better coming from you, though. It sounds better coming from you.
It does. It's good. I want to ask you. You mentioned a vibe and the Rams culture. I just wonder. You know, you've played for a lot of coaches. You played for Bill Belichick and you played for Sean McVay and others. But McVay, what is that? Because I think a lot of people look at him and see a youthful guy when he took over and they're not really sure what he's about. How would you describe McVay and his vibe?
Man, he's so competitive. And, of course, we all know how smart he is. He's going to come up with great ways to attack your defense. All right, that's his skill. That's his best trait. But that's one of his best traits. I say his best trait is he's so competitive. You could hear how much he want to win the next game. You could feel that in the team meetings and how competitive he is. It rub off on the rest of the team, man. So he always going to have a super competitive team because that's his nature, man. So competition that's the NFL, man. The most competitive guy probably gonna win that play, and it's just a matter of time for Sean have his chip after NFC chip after chip where he really started get his rings and, you know what I'm saying, get his hardware, but because he worked too hard and he's too competitive, man. So once he get a good group of guys who can get him in that tournament, like, you know, kind of like he been doing, get him over that hump, really. He just got to get over that hump, man. I like Sean going down as one of the GOATs in our league, man, just because how competitive he is and how smart he is.
That word competitive, man, I love to stay with that and talk about you because we were saying, you know, during the break, you know, love what you're doing, man, and how you transition seamlessly into our world, in the dark side, as we called it, into the media game, both as a color analyst for Fox and not one but two podcasts. I wonder how being in the media and calling games has kind of like satisfied your competitive desires, because, you know, I imagine, and we've heard about a lot of players, that's tough walking away from the game, getting that same rush that you had as a player. How has your career in media helped to satisfy that?
It keep me around the game, man. I first and foremost, before I got paid for it, before I was offered a scholarship, before I even knew I wanted to do it for a living, man, I was a fan of football. So just being in the media, I gotta study and I gotta know what's going on with this team, with that team. So it keep me around the game, and I just enjoy it because I love football, period, right? So it just keep me around the game. And as far as like my competitive edge, I don't really say I compete really with this media because I'm not really competing against nobody, but I do get that fix, that adrenaline rush when I am calling the game. And calling the game is like if you're not playing, if you're not coaching, calling the game is the closest you can get to being in the game because no breaks, it's going fast, it's live TV, and you got to be on it. You got to be on the money with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that give me my little adrenaline rush that I need. You know, my football adrenaline that I need. Calling them games and being on the spot and having to, flip some notes and throw this over there and kind of being on edge real quick for 2-3 hours. That give me my football fix. But being in the media, man, that just keep me around the game, and it just keep my brain occupied on something that I love.
But as chill and as relaxed as you are and as you come off, I know you're also a student of the game and you're a student of your craft. So I wonder, how have you gotten better at being yourself? People, you ain't just rolling out of bed doing this. Even though you're just being you, I imagine behind the scenes, you're figuring out how to get better at being the best version of yourself, whether that's in the booth or behind the mic. So what kind of work have you put in to improving at this?
I just watch, really. I just watch, and and I take everything into consideration. All the advice I get from guys, I don't never like, bro, you was trash in football, bro. Why would I accept some advice? Because this ain't football. This ain't football. This media. So he might can't tell me shit about football, but he might could tell me something about media, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I just take all advice and I go back and watch myself and just to correct, like, you know, saying man 35 times in one game. You know what I'm saying? I just go back and I watch it and then I just try to improve on it. So all the feedback I get the feedback. I try to improve on it. And first and foremost, I try to just know what I'm talking about. I feel like if I know what I'm talking about, I put the work in, I'll be comfortable enough behind the camera, behind the mic or whatever. So I just go about it like that.
I love that answer. And I always wondered, just for me as a fan, one of those guys who was so trash in football and didn't play. That's how trash I was in football. But I've always been amazed by the analysts, Aqib, who in real time say, okay, this is why this play happened. The corner, it was a pick play. The officials missed it, and then that freed him up. And then they go back and watch the tape. I'm like, oh, that's exactly what happened. That impresses me. How about you? When you look at it, either for yourself or others in the business, what stands out to you as, hey, I'm there or I want to get there, that guy's ability to call a game in this particular way?
I say the guys who just make it so simple, man, where they don't come and say, well, they came out in 12 personnel, then they had a wing back on this side. He got like the guys who just make it like Tony, he make it so simple, man. Like, all right, this receiver is going to motion right over here, and he's going to block this guy right here, and you're going to run right up in. Like when you can make it super simple like that, like where my mom can understand what you're saying, that's what impressed me. Like I know all football, and you told me exactly what's going on. My mom don't know nothing about football, and you told her exactly what's going on. So the guys who can do that, I find that super impressive. And that's what I try to do. I try to not make it too complicated, but tell you what's going on in an entertaining fashion. You know what I'm saying? So when guys could do that, that's really what impressed me.
Speaking of impressive, I mentioned a guy you used to play with. I'm going to bring him up again just because he's been in the league for 22 years. What's going on with Tom Brady? Can you even just put that in a sentence or two, how Tom Brady in his 40s, well into his 40s, is still able to play at this level? How does he do it?
Well, first, the amount of time he put into his body with Alex, man, you see Alex. Anytime you see Tom, you're going to see Alex. Alex is, you know what I'm saying, the Asian guy. You'll see him. Yeah, you'll always see him with Tom, man. They do numbers. I remember one time I hurt my quad. Tom was like, hey, go see Alex. Go see Alex, and you will be back on the field quicker than the doctor's telling you to get back on the field. So the amount of time he put on his body, if you're a 40-year-old guy out here still running the ball and sliding, still getting sacked and stuff like that, you got to be in condition to do it. So he put a lot of time in on his own body, and then he just understands the game better than anybody right now, man. Just as far as where he gonna go with the football, as far as how you trying to attack him, blitzes, he just understand the game so much where he keep his hits down to a minimum. So he don't take super big hits, and that's how you stay in the league. That's how you play so long, man. He take care of his body in the off season, and he's so smart. You're not gonna get a huge shot on him.
On the flip side, man, unfortunately, the NFL lost a member of its family, and the Broncos in particular lost a member of his family at 33 years old, Demaryius Thomas. Wonder if there's any memories that you could share, or any stories you could share about your time in Denver when you guys crossed paths, him as a teammate, but him as a man, because most of the recollections have been what a great person he was. We saw him as a great receiver, but he's a really good dude.
Yeah. Man, I don't know if I got just like one story, man, but like Vine House, that was like our hangout, man. That's where if you want to know where we was, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to catch a bunch of Broncos, high caliber Broncos in the same spot, go to Vine House. You'll probably see like 7 or 8 of them gonna be over there, you know what I'm saying? it was a lot of defensive guys, as you would know. It's, you know how defensive guys kind of hang and offensive guys kind of hang. It's a bunch of defensive guys over there. I mean, TJ, Chris, Von, myself, a bunch of defensive guys over there. Phil, Will, Darian Stewart. It's a bunch of defensive guys over there, but you always had like them oddballs, like, who is? And that was always DT, man. He hung with us. He was like an honorary member of No Fly Zone. He was with us so much, man. And just those, we ain't football players. We just all a bunch of minority guys who came from nothing, and now we rich, and we sit in Von basement and just chill. We had drinks. We just vibe in that basement, man. Those memories are second to none for me, man. That's when you really got to see the comfortable, the DT that nobody see in front of the cameras and stuff. We got to see him, the super silly DT, you know what I'm saying, who take care of everybody in his family. We got to see that side of him, and venting with him, you know what I'm saying? My uncle called me and asked me for this and that. We got to do that with him, man. So just all those conversations and all those laughs at Von crib is only, that's all I could think of. Every time DT name come up, I just immediately get to that basement. I'm immediately in that basement in that mind frame, man. So those memories, man, that's a real movie, man. I wish Von could like take his little cameras and like really make a movie from that, man. And DT would be one of the main characters in those movies, for real.
You think that's what it was that really stood out to him away from football? Just his ability to relate to a lot of people. I mean, he had nothing was handed to him. He came up the hard way. You think that's what really stood out to you?
Yeah, I think just how grateful he was, man. He know how he came up, man. His parents involved with what they was involved with. Your life could go left or your life could go right? You know what I'm saying? Your life could go left, your life could go right. And his life went right. He ended up going to college and going to the NFL and being able to take care of his dad and take care of the people who took care of him growing up. And he was just so grateful, man. You could just feel that gratefulness with DT, whether it was doing an event for Boys and Girls Club, or if it was doing the event for Von, or doing the event for myself, or if it was just us hanging and us, complaining about people calling us for money. And DT, at the end of the day, he always gonna have a funny story. And man, I just give it to him because he always like made it positive. You know what I'm saying? So that's the word I would use, man. He was just so grateful that how his life turned out, man. It could have turned out a bunch of different ways, and you could just feel that gratefulness when you around DT.
That's what's up, man. Rest in peace. And listen, we're grateful for you spending some time with us, man. What you got your Fox schedule for the rest of the season? Where we gonna be able to hear you next?
I'm in Detroit. I think they got the Cardinals coming to town this week, week 15. Week 16, I'm in Seattle with Russell Wilson and Russell Wilson Jr. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know who Russell Wilson Jr. is, right? Little Justin Fields. He gonna have that Russell Wilson tag soon. Yeah, he Russell Wilson Jr. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, that's little Russell right there. That's little Russell. So
all right.
I'm gonna love that game. That's gonna be a dope game. I get to see them boys go head to head. So 2 good weeks. I don't know what I got after that, but those 2 weeks, man, I'm gonna enjoy both of those games.
Well, we're gonna enjoy listening to you, man. It's that kind of enthusiasm that makes you natural at this.
Definitely.
Welcome to our team, so to speak. Glad to be able to call you a colleague in the media. Keep crushing it with the Catch McVay's podcast, Call to the Booth podcast, and of course, calling games for Fox, man. We appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. Let's do it again sometime.
For sure. Appreciate it, guys.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.